4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what?
All right, Washington Wrestling Network. We are back again here at the Gut Check Wrestling Camp. We got Aaron Brooks here. We got Amit Allure. We got Andy Cook. We just got to talk to Andy Cook, head coach of the UCSD Tritons. And then now we have Swerve Strickland here with us.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Doing great, man. It's great to meet you. It's great to talk to you. My co-host of this podcast, his name is Matt Beck, and he is a die-hard wrestling fan.
Yes,
And he wasn't able to be here today, and he's going to be so upset. He's golfing out in Eastern Washington.
Almost real.
But anyways, man, if he was here, he'd be asking you all the questions and stuff.
Yes,
you got to educate me a little bit on the sport. You guys just had a show here last night for AEW.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk about AEW. Talk about this experience being here in Washington. You guys are on tour. What are you doing? What's going on with it?
We're on tour 52 weeks out of the year.
Wow.
It's nonstop. It's on go. We last night we did the Collision episode, which is films on Saturdays on TNT,
Cool.
Live Eastern time at 8 p.m. And Wednesday we're right back here at the ShoWare Center for Dynamite, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Right now we are gearing up for the biggest show possibly that we're ever going to put on in the States, in July 12th, and Globe Life Field in Texas. Where the Rangers play, the brand new big arena and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're like on the last 3 weeks, 20 days left.
Wow.
That we have left. So far, we're almost approaching 20,000 tickets sold. So it's going to be one of the biggest shows that we've done in the States in the very, very short time period for All Elite Wrestling. 6 years we've been on the air, and we made a huge impact in the professional wrestling world, on not only just the professional wrestling world, but in media, period. We're on TBS and TNT. So we have the longest running wrestling broadcast in TBS, TNT, Turner Broadcasting history. Awesome. We surpassed WCW a couple months ago. Saw a big deal with Warner Brothers and Discovery with HBO Max. So our shows stream on HBO Max weekly as well. So we're doing a lot of huge things, great big things. Last year, I became the first Black AEW World Champion in the history of the company.
That's awesome, man.
In the short the short time period the company's been around. I came in 2022, and when they started in 2019, and I had this great ambition to not just try to do better than everybody else, but just to do uniquely different, something that nobody has done yet.
Yeah.
Make an impact. And I was expecting to do it maybe 3-5 years later on. I did it in 2, and that's made history. ESPN Breakout Wrestler 2024. I got that award here. So All Elite Wrestling has truly provided me the opportunities to really showcase the best of myself, the best of Swerve Strickland, that I could possibly be. And I look forward to the future of All Elite Wrestling, and I look forward to finding the next breakout wrestler from our company to come out in not just for AEW, but for the wrestling world. And I look forward to showcasing us to new fans that haven't unfamiliar and stuff. Yeah,
it's great that you brought that up, because that's kind of leading to my next question about I didn't grow up watching pro wrestling and all that. I knew of it and all that, but I was just kind of focused on amateur wrestling, right? That was my life, my career. But in recent years, you got guys like Gable Stevenson.
Yeah.
I think Ronda Rousey had a little bit of
she was a main evented.
Yep, and then you got
great deal.
Tamara Mensah, as well, Olympic champion. So there's these wrestlers that are coming from the Olympics and college wrestling and stuff that are transitioning into your guys' world, and that kind of sparked my interest. It's wow, that's really, really cool. I mean, I feel like this community, these guys out here training right now would have a good start to be able to kind of do something like you. Talk about your background in wrestling. Did you wrestle at all?
I actually never had an amateur wrestling background. I was football, basketball, and I did track 1 year in my senior year before graduating. But I really got my grappling mentality and my combat sports training when I went to the military at 17.
Oh, there you go.
And I did military combatives and stuff like that. So I was rolling around in the sand pits and
Yeah.
like shredded tires and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
pits like that. And through that, I got to actually appreciate the amateur wrestling style, the Greco-Roman style, and things like that. Through that, you know, and doing more study and stuff is like, man, that's the core of pro wrestling.
Sure.
At its core, that's like where it starts from, you know. And like, even you named a lot of the guys, like, you know, like Aaron Brooks and Gable Stevenson, guys like that. It goes back to the 90s with like a Kurt Angle, a Ken Shamrock, you know. You know,
totally missed the ball there with those guys.
Yeah, you
that's
go
right.
back. It goes back to like those freaking
Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
right?
Hall of Famers. The guys that like true crossover, like
you know what's funny
sports and
about Kurt
stuff.
Angle?
Bob
is
Sapp even.
Bob Sapp as well. I trained at the same place that I was training at for a bit there when I was doing some core training. But yeah, growing up, I didn't even know that Kurt Angle was an Olympian because I always saw him on TV. Like
he's a dog, man. He's a dog, like legendary. He's one of those guys that's like, you'll never see another one of those guys again, ever. And like, it's been 20 years removed from like his like real peak prime of you know, on television, but like even further from like his Olympic competitions and stuff. Like, it's like you'll never see guys like that ever again. Even like Bobby Lashley, another one of the guys, Shelton Benjamin, you know, Minnesota Golden Gopher, like still holds records to this day in that sport. You know, Brock Lesnar, like these guys are like just animals, but they all come from like amateur wrestling backgrounds and stuff, and those guys changed the industry.
Yeah, for sure. Talk about you grew up in Tacoma. So you're a local boy here, man. Like, talk about being born and raised in the Northwest and all that, and being here at the Gut Check Wrestling Tournament.
So I was born in Tacoma, Washington, but I was only here for like 2 months of my life, and then I was moved to Germany. And I moved to Germany. I lived there till I was 8 years old.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I was there till 8 years old, and that came back to the States in Pennsylvania. So I didn't really come back to the state of Washington until pro wrestling.
Oh, really?
Really brought me back. Yeah.
Are you located here now?
I live in Florida right now.
Oh, you live in Florida. Okay.
But 2014, there was a local independent wrestling promotion being started up. I called Defy Wrestling. And by that time, this was like 2014, 2015. I was starting to make my rounds on the independent. My name was starting to grow a little bit more. And this promotion found out that like, oh, wow, this guy's from Washington. And so they hit me up to try to like be one of the first main events of the promotion. I was like, yeah, absolutely.
You're like, little do you know, I was only here for 2 months.
Yeah. Like, which they knew my background and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just like, I don't know. It was like, they just saw something in me to like build something fresh and new. Like a lot of the guys like Bryan Danielson already made his name, already made history, became a legend, and was like, so he's like, he made Washington what it was, you know?
Yeah.
And then like Darby Allin was still like brewing on the scene a little bit, you know, there wasn't many. So like mine was starting to like really pick up a little following.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, hey, we can build our new promotion with this guy that's on the wave coming up. And that's a little bit easier to do than the guy that's already made it. Right. So they picked me as one of the guys. In 2015, we had the first show in Washington Hall down in downtown Seattle, and it was against Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
And like, funny enough, that main event now is like, you're looking in the future, Cody Rhodes becomes WWE champion. At the same time, I'm AEW world champion. So we're the two top world champions in the world of pro wrestling. But it started in Washington, Washington Hall.
Awesome,
so it's crazy. Like, and that's why I always say it's important to support your local independent wrestling or your local tournament wrestling. You know, like Wrestling Gut Check tournament. Now you support these guys because this is the future that's going to shape the business moving forward. You never know where these guys are going to go, and you want to support them on the ground before they become the ceiling. You know what I mean? So came back, and then the show did so well, they started running more frequently, and I eventually became the 3-time world champion now for Defy, and everybody I wrestled became like superstars later, and then I eventually became the superstar in the industry years following.
Well, I think it's really cool that you're here at an amateur wrestling event at a camp. Obviously, there's fantastic clinicians here, Aaron Brooks and Laura, made it easy for us to come here. But, you know, somebody in your field, you know, bridging that gap, you know, I think is really important. And I think it's really cool because we're seeing a lot of these like really high level wrestlers and amateur wrestling going on to do what you're doing right now. And I think as long as you continue to do that, it's going to continue to grow. We're going to help each other. And
that's what it's about. Support like all the way around. And this is where like, not even just like in the sport itself, but in life in general. This is where kids develop discipline.
Yep.
Learn how to fight through struggle.
For sure.
And when thing like you can be on the biggest losing streak in the world at this stage, that doesn't mean that's what you become and that's what you are labeled in the future. That can literally be the tipping point that pushes you in the biggest winning streak of your life.
Yeah.
Going forward. And it's a mental challenge, and like mental health is a big thing in the world right now. So developing a really strong defense mechanism for that,
right? Yeah,
with your insecurities and like things that you struggle, like a lot of kids like struggle with like thinking when failure means it's like it's over.
Yeah.
That's what and overcoming that is like probably like this sport is probably one of the biggest things like at kids this age can really develop the strength to like be like overcome those failures, overcome those things where you like you're 1 inch short of success.
Yeah,
and the failure 1 second, like two, you know what I mean?
Next time you're in town, man, you gotta stop by. Maybe if it's in the winter, actually, especially in the winter, if you get out to, like our state tournament, Tacoma Dome. Any of these like big events, this tournament, Gut Check is absolutely fantastic as well. And being able to, like I said, bridge that gap between, amateur and pro wrestling and doing what you're doing. It's just super cool that you're here, man. And just appreciate taking the time, and good luck in the future in AEW. You're crushing it. And
thank you, man. Continue to watch, man. If this is the first time hearing about AEW, please, I truly encourage you to check us out. Like Wednesdays at 8 on TBS, Saturdays at 8 TNT on Collision and Dynamite. And I promise you, like that'll inspire you to want to come to a show. Once you come to a show, you're locked in. I promise you. Yes. Whenever we come to your city,
I know. Yeah. Again, Matt is going to be super disappointed that I'm doing this and not him. Yeah. But
AEWTix.com too, if you want to come to the show.
There you go. Right on, man. Well, Swerve Strickland, man, it was a pleasure. Appreciate you taking the time.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man.
All right, man.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.